I'm Azleena Najri and thanks for joining me this Friday on 7Edition. The headlines. Police give nod to form IPCMC. Sultan of Selangor suspends titles to Datuk Sri Najib and his wife. And China to retaliate after US tariff hike. The Cabinet today decided to abolish the Sedition Act this year and are currently looking into various factors for the implementation. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Liew Vui Keong, said after the abolition of the Act, a new formula would be introduced to replace it.
I, together with the Menteri Jabatan Perdana Menteri in charge of Unity, and also Senator Watir, together with Dr. Mujahid, and also together with Minister Gobindio, to look into a new formulas to deal with this abolition of the Sedition Act, to have a new act to replace it. Yeah? Or alternatively, we will place it under the penal code, certain section that involve the defamation or the penghinaan terhadap raja-raja.
Datuk Liew said the Pakatan Harapan government does not actually mind people criticising them, as constructive criticism can help the nation and the party progress and develop. However, the government would not allow anyone to defame the rulers and national leaders. Meanwhile, Datuk Liew said the government is also looking into the possibility to introduce anti-stalking laws, as the behaviour has become a trend. Now, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor and Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak have, in the meantime, been stripped of their state titles awarded by the Sultan of Selangor, pending the completion of their corruption cases in court. The suspension, which took effect on May 6th, was ordered by Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah after consultation with the Selangor Royal Council. Selangor State Secretary Datuk Muhammad Amin Ahmad Ahya, in a statement, said the suspension follows the graft, criminal breach of trust and money laundering charges brought against both the former Premier and his wife. Whether the suspension will be lifted depends on the outcome of the criminal cases levelled against them. In October last year, the Negeri Sembilan Palace also revoked its award conferred on Datuk Sri Najib and Datin Sri Rosmah. However, they can both still be called Datuk Sri and Datin Sri respectively, as they still hold awards from Kedah, Kelantan, Melaka, Pahang, Sabah and Sarawak. Meanwhile, Datin Sri Rosmah today maintained her not guilty plea to an amended charge of receiving 5 million ringgit in kickbacks over a solar hybrid project for rural schools in Sarawak. She made the plea after the charge was read to her again before Sessions Court Judge Azura Alwi. Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Muhammad Dusuki Mokhtar told the court that the prosecution had made an amendment to the address of the alleged offence in the charge that was first read to the accused on April 10th. According to the charge sheet, Datin Sri Rosmah purportedly received the money as a reward to help Jepat Holdings Sdn Bhd obtain a 1.25 billion ringgit solar hybrid project for 396 rural schools in Sarawak through direct negotiation from the Education Ministry. The alleged offence, according to the amended version, was committed at her official residence in Sri Perdana Putrajaya in December 2016. Datin Sri Rosmah faces a maximum jail term of 20 years with a fine of up to 5 times the value of the graft or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher upon conviction. The case has been transferred to the High Court with case management fixed on May 28th.
Meanwhile, Samirah Muzaffar, who is accused of murdering her husband, Cradle Fund CEO Nazrin Hassan, has been denied bail again, pending trial. Her application was unanimously dismissed by a three-member bench led by Justice Datuk Kamardin Hashim. The 44-year-old former senior executive at Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia, two teenagers aged 14 and 17, and Indonesian national Eka Wahyu Lestari, who is still at large, were charged with the murder of Nazrin. They are alleged to have committed the offence at a house in Mutiara Damansara between June 13th and June 14th last year. The charge under Section 302 of the Penal Code, read together with Section 34 of the same code, provides for the mandatory death sentence upon conviction. On March 27 this year, a High Court in Shah Alam granted bail of 50,000 ringgit each to the two teenage boys.
In other news, an ATM in Wisma Unicap Bangi was reportedly blown up by a masked duo last night. The suspects, however, failed to make off with any money. Based on CCTV footage, police said the masked men set off two explosions within 3 minutes, but were forced to flee empty-handed when the alarm went off.
Pada malam tadi, lebih kurang jam 8 malam, pihak IPD Kajang telah terima satu maklumatlah berkenaan dengan kejadian pecah mesin ATM di kawasan Bandar Baru Bangi ataupun di kawasan UKM lah, Bandar Baru Bangi. So hasil pemeriksaan awal, pihak polis dapati kejadian berlaku lebih kurang jam 7.53 malam tadi. Dan modus operandi suspek menggunakan bahan letupan, tapi pihak kami masih lagi belum dapat mengesahkan jenis bahan letupan yang digunakan. Pihak kami masih lagi menunggu unit pemusnah bom untuk mengesahkan jenis bahan letupan yang dipercayai digunakan. Dan suspek dalam kes ni kita percayai terdiri daripada dua lelaki lah, bangsa yang tidak pasti. Memandangkan daripada rakaman CCTV, dapati suspek-suspek ini menggunakan ski mask.
ACP Ahmad Zafir said police are scrutinizing the security recordings in the area and have brought in the bomb disposal unit to find clues as to the identities of the suspects. Now, police in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah believe they have solved at least 20 cases of car and motorcycle thefts with the arrest of 5 suspects from 2 criminal gangs. However, 2 men, including the mastermind of one of the gangs, are still at large.
3 members of Gang Gato who were detained between April 25th and May 2nd comprise 2 illegal Filipino immigrants, while the other is a local man.
Yang mana dalam kes ini setiap suspek selepas melakukan jenayah, mereka telah menjual kenderaan kepada Gato, dan Gato adalah sebagai seorang lelaki yang masih bebas dan dikendaki sebagai perancang utama dalam kes ini.
The mastermind has been identified as 34-year-old Arthur Julian Abid, or Gato, and police are now hot on his trail. The gang was believed to be responsible for at least 10 vehicle thefts, particularly in Inanam, since late 2018. The second gang was busted on May 6 after police intercepted a stolen car at a gas station in Kota Kinabalu and arrested 2 Filipino illegal immigrants, aged 38 and 46. Initial investigations revealed they were involved in at least 11 car and motorcycle thefts around Penampang, Putatan, Inanam, Luyang, Papa and Tawau. Police are searching for another suspected gang member in his 20s known as Jamal to assist in investigations.
An accident involving 4 vehicles in Pahang today killed 2 people and severely injured 3 others. The crash occurred along Jalan Jerantut, Temerloh near Tebing Tinggi around 12:45 p.m. In the incident, the Mitsubishi Triton, driven by Ku Kun Liang, allegedly tried to overtake another vehicle but ended up colliding with a Proton Izora and a Produa Asia coming from the opposite direction. Ku and the driver of the Proton Izora, Nur Azleena Abu Kasim, died on the spot. Meanwhile, Fatima Abdullah and her 2 children, Rohasliana Muhammad Rani and Khalid, travelling in the Produa Asia, were seriously injured and were sent to Raub Hospital. Their vehicle collided into a Proton Persona when it overturned. The driver of the Proton Persona fortunately escaped unhurt. Now, police have finally agreed to the establishment of the Independent Police Complaints and Misconduct Commission, IPCMC. This followed a meeting between the police and the National Centre for Governance, Integrity and Anti-Corruption, GIACC, earlier this evening. GIACC Director General Tan Sri Abu Qasim Muhammad said the discussion had yielded positive feedback after senior police officers representing different departments and associations within the police force were given enough opportunity to present their views and concerns. Inspector General of Police Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid Bador said police were satisfied with the explanation provided by the GIACC and commended the centre for its willingness to allow two-way discussions.
Sebaliknya, IPMC memberikan banyak peluang kepada PDRM. Banyak ruang dan peluang kepada PDRM dan tidak sekali-sekali menghakiskan, menghilangkan kuasa yang ada kepada PDRM.
Meanwhile, Tan Sri Abu Qasim said another technical meeting would be held in a week's time to finalise the IPCMC bill before it can be presented to the Cabinet. Last September, the Cabinet agreed to form the IPCMC, a move which was opposed by former IGP Muhammad Fuzi Harun. Coming up, tables have turned for this exotic dining experience. Details next. Thanks for staying with us. Now we're going to hop on to our daily segment, Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. So you've probably seen videos of people eating or attempting to eat live octopus on the internet. Some with their head detached from their body, but with their tentacles still squirming about and their suckers still activated. However, the tables were turned for a particular Chinese vlogger after the octopus she was attempting to eat tried to take a bite out of hers instead. Here's what happened. The clip went viral on various media platforms, which saw the octopus sucking the woman's face for dear life as she struggles to even get a bite off the seafood. In the 45-second video, the vlogger, known as Seaside Girl Little 7, was initially heard laughing in excitement while hosting her live stream session on Chinese platform Kuaishu, but the joy quickly turned grim as she then began screaming in pain while wrestling with the octopus's tentacles. The creature continued to latch herself on the girl's lips, cheeks and even eyelid, eventually distorting her face as she tugged on its tentacles. When she finally frees her face from the octopus's clutches, she makes a promise to her fans to consume the octopus in her next video. Now, what could be better than to be able to start your life again after going through a tragic moment? Now, that's the case for a young Afghan boy, where he can be seen dancing joyously after getting a prosthetic leg. The clip went viral on social media, with one Twitter account raking in over 1 million views. Ahmad Rahman, who hails from Logar province of war-torn Afghanistan, lost his leg in a landmine blast when he was only 8 months old. Here, he raises his hands in the air, shuffling feet and an infectious grin from ear to ear. The 5-year-old Afghan boy was seen dancing with delight. After finishing 4 years of physiotherapy, Ahmad Rahman was overjoyed as he could finally be independent with his prosthetic leg. Consumers have been advised to bring their own shopping bags, especially biodegradable ones, when buying food at Ramadan bazaars. Klang Municipal Council President Datuk Muhammad Yassid Bidin said the local authority has also encouraged traders to avoid using plastic bags. He said the move is a two-pronged approach to overcome littering and to protect the environment.
Sekiranya mana-mana pengguna bazar Ramadan menggunakan plastik yang bukan jenis kita semula, yang bukan mudah terurai, kita mengharapkan agar mereka mengumpulkan plastik tersebut, jangan dibuang merata-rata. Kerana sekarang ni kita telah pun ada teknologi di mana plastik-plastik yang dahulunya tidak mudah diurai, sekarang telah boleh dikitar semula dan dijadikan plastik semula.
Datuk Muhammad Yassid, who was speaking to reporters after launching a campaign against the use of plastic bags for Ramadan bazaar traders in Klang, Selangor today. According to statistics, the total amount of solid waste collected at 3 municipalities capacities increased to 90% during the month of Ramadan last year. The three areas in Selangor were Klang, Selayang and Ampang Jaya. The Ministry of Finance has refunded 17.1 billion ringgit to the Goods and Services Tax (GST) and income taxpayers for this year until April 30th. Its Minister Lim Guan Eng said this consisted 5.2 billion ringgit income tax refunds to company cases and 2.4 billion ringgit to non-company cases by the Inland Revenue Board, while 9.5 billion ringgit to GST refunds by the Royal Malaysian Customs Department went to 76,000 GST registrants as of April 30th, 2019. In a statement, he said the repayment of tax refunds is expected to generate a positive impact for businesses in Malaysia and contribute towards economic growth. According to Lim, 16 billion ringgit of the refund came from Petronas's 30 billion ringgit one-off special dividend to be used for repaying the GST and income tax refunds of 37 billion ringgit this year, as announced in the 2019 budget last year. He also said that this one-off special dividend from Petronas is paid to the government in stages, and the repayment of tax refunds to the taxpayers has commenced since January.